Hello team, I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to get you quickly towards our control articulation rotations. That means we're going to take the joints to every active ranges of motion they have access to. We try to stop any sort of compensation. So when I'm trying to move my leg, I don't want you to try to move your spine or your body. Trying to isolate that joint and trying to find that pain-free range. This is opening angle. This is a closing angle. So opening angle pain, and you've got closing angle pain. If you feel pain in any of that articulation, please skip that ranges, but understand it. Try to take what's going on with each joint in your body. Just have a notebook on the side to sign off. Okay, so very quickly, we're gonna go for our neck cars. We're gonna keep about 30% radiation. We make sure that our body is squeezed. We're gonna stand tall. We don't want the hip to move much. We don't want the shoulder to move much. If I move much, that's because I'm a beginner. I'm a very, very beginner, but everyone has to start from somewhere. So just experience your shoulder. Try to bring the neck down and try to go extension of the neck. Again, we're gonna go to flexion of the neck to extension of the neck. Then I'm gonna bring it down to flexion. I'm gonna bring my chin, my jaw to my chest. Try to look over my left shoulder and get my left ear over the left shoulder and try to draw the biggest circle I can until my right ear gets over my right shoulder. I'm gonna look over my right shoulder and try to draw a circle with my chin on my chest. Again, I'm gonna look over my left, drop the left shoulder, draw the biggest circle I can until my right ear gets over my right shoulder, look over my right shoulder, and then try to come to the middle, and one more round of these babies. Try to experience with the shoulder what your neck is able and capable of doing, and try to expand on that. And we're gonna go the other rotation, the other way of the rotation. Make sure that you don't have any closing angle pain. If you're trying to rotate your neck towards the right, your left should feel the stretch, not your right side. And one more round. So did you see there? I tried to skip. So just be aware of what your neck is capable of doing. Here we go. Okay, next one is a thoracic spine. It's a little bit tricky. Try to give yourself a big hug. What I want you to do is make sure that this hip is not moving much. What we're trying to do is trying to isolate our thoracic spine. So we're going to get our thoracic spine to flexion, and we're going to get our thoracic spine to extension. Okay, again, try to move one segment at a time. When we go to full flexion, we're going to rotate towards the left, drop our left shoulder, and try to go to extension. When we get to extension, we're going to drop to the other side. We're going to go to another rotation, drive the left shoulder towards the right knee, and then again, segmentation towards full flexion. Going to come to the middle, go back to right, reach up to full extension, drop the left shoulder, drive the right shoulder towards your left, so left. Okay, come to the middle, one more round. Try to isolate your thoracic spine and make sure you understand what your spine is capable of doing. You're coming to the middle, dropping the left shoulder. I'm going to try to drive my right shoulder towards my left, and then segmenting the spine, coming to the middle. One more rotation on this side, reach up. Drop the right shoulder, left knee towards right shoulder, get rounded, then come back to the middle. Okay, we've done the thoracic spine, time for a scapula. The scapula or scapula, which is our shoulder blades right at the back, you should be able to do this motions of elevation to depression to protraction, retraction, and protraction. Okay, so imagine you're driving your car 1 mile per hour. You don't want to just go to elevation, to retraction, push down to depression. What I want you to do is try to make sure that you're trying to kind of draw a circle. So we're going to go to elevation, to retraction, depression, to protraction. Try not to move the other shoulder or neck up or shrug your shoulder up. Just try to isolate your scapula. I'm going to go the other way around. Make sure this hand is tight and glued to the side of your thigh. And we're going to do one more round. You can do this with both hands, or you can have your scapula at the front as well. So I'm going to do one rotation in that position and one rotation on the abducted hand. So my arm is elevated up, forward, press back. There we go. Let's do it on the other side. So I'm going to go two rotation, elevation, protraction, depression, and again, retract, protract, elevate, retract, depress. Try not to move to the side, hike your shoulder up. Try to isolate your scapular joint. It's a little bit clicking on mine. But it's okay, now I'm going to change the other rotation. So, retraction is one of the main issues when you're trying to retract your scapula. You usually bring the neck forward, or you hike your shoulder up and shrug it. Try to isolate that and try to feel what your scapula is able to do. Okay, I'm going to do it from a standing position. And the other way around. So I'm going to go to my elevation, to retraction, to depression, to extension. Try not to bend your elbow as well when you're doing this motion. Okay, next one is our biceps. It's a bicep curl, which is for our elbow. So we're going to pronate the elbows, we turn them into supination and press them down. Pronate and keep them pronated. Try to drive the elbows towards the outside of your body, and then try to drive them towards inside your body. Drive towards outside of your body, inside of your body. Again, one more round. Outside. Air is 10 times denser. You're still keeping your butt squeezed, and you're trying to keep about 30-40% irradiation. And press down. Now we're going to do it the other way around. Up. Pronation down. Supination up. Pronation down. Here we go. Now we're going to do our rest. For a rest, it's the same story. Make sure you have something here. You can hold your phone is on recording with it. Or imagine you've got your favorite drinks here on your forearm. So you're just going to go to depression and then try to elevate your elbow up, wrist up, and down. As you can see, I'm trying not to move my fingers much because that's another compensatory movement that we do with our fingers. So I don't want you to do this. I want you to keep your hand. If you see your fingers are moving quite a lot, you can have your hands closed and make a fist. Turn them in, up. Now the other way around. Down to the side. Elevate up, down, side, elevate up, down. You might feel a little bit of pressure on your forearm and on your shoulder. Try to not to hike the shoulder back and forth. Here we go. We're done with the upper body, lower body very, very quickly. Okay, so our hip is a ball and socket joint. So we're gonna have to. I'm gonna do it in a lay down position so you can see what's happening here. So you can have your hands on the side, go to almost 90 degrees with your head. So what I want you to do is, I want you to go to your fully extension of the head, do a bit of external rotation, and now we're going to get some abduction to external rotation. So we're going to get our abduction and then external rotation on the hip. We're going to go to our full flexion and then we're going to go to abduction again. We're going to go to external rotation to internal rotation, back to extension. Feel your butt working hard. Elevate to abduction, to external rotation, and down. One more. I'm going to go to my abduction and external rotation. Lift up, flexion to abduction to internal rotation. Make sure you find that pain-free range. Try to stop any sort of compensation and then back to normal. I'll try to go a little bit slower. So hip, external rotation and elevation to your flexion, and then internally rotate the hip. We get back to full extension. Out of extension, we're going to go abduction, abduction to external rotation, and back in. One more round. External rotation to flexion, external to internal rotation. Trying to hide let your ankle lead on your head. Go to full flexion, full extension, internal to external rotation. Bring your hip down, and that's 4 rounds. Let's do it on the other side. Okay, so again, keep your body firm. Don't just let the side of your belly on your oblique to drop. Try to keep some tension in there. So still the other leg is working hard. We're gonna go to abduction to external rotation. We get into flexion. We open to abduction, external to internal rotation. Then we're going to go to extension, full extension, abduction, internal rotation to external rotation, and down. One more. External rotation and abduction to flexion, to external rotation, rotate, and hide your legs behind you. Back to extension. Up to external rotation, in and down. One more. Make sure you try to stop any sort of compensation. Start somewhere. It doesn't matter if you don't have much control over that. Try to start somewhere. Here we go. Let your ankle lead. There we go. Next one we're going to do is our knee. Our knee is a little bit tricky. Okay, so I want you to slide your right arm under your right knee. Try to elevate your ankle up a little bit. I want you to be able to move this bone here, which is your tibia. I don't know if you can see what happens here on my bone, but what I want you to do is try and see if you can get some control over this tibia bone. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to supinate this. We're going to go a bit of extension. We're going to pronate it and down. So towards the outside of your body, elevate and bring it back down. Outside of your body, elevate, turn it in, bring it down. Outside of your body, elevate, turn it in and down. Now, turn it towards inside your body, elevate, turn it out and down. Inside your body, elevate, turn it out and down. Try to use your hamstrings and your glutes to move this tibia. Try to rotate it into your glutes with your hamstrings. See how does it feel? Here we go. Let's do it on the other side. I'm going to slide my left arm under my left knee, so I'm going to stop any sort of compensation. I don't want my hip to move. Try not to move your ankle much. Try to go to your external rotate the tibia and then internal a couple of times just to see how it feels. Maybe I'm not the best person to show this because I haven't got much rotation in my tibia, but again, somewhere you have to start somewhere. And down. Lift up to elevation and down. supination, stop, pronation, down, supination, elevate, extension, and down. Here we go. Now the other way around. Go to pronation, supination, and down. Pronation, supination, and down. Pronation, supination, and down. Here we go. Next one is our ankle. We're going to go to the ankle. So your ankle should be able to do plantar flexion. We got our plantar flexion. We got our dorsiflexion, eversion, inversion, supination, and pronation. Okay. So we're going to take it to almost every position possible. So I want you to press the gas down with your ankle. Try to get it towards inside of your body. Elevate it up, and then again. Continue this to eversion, inversion, dorsiflexion, to eversion, to plantar flexion, supination to inversion, dorsiflexion, and over. So in order to isolate the ankle, you can put your fingers here on your tibia so you can feel if your tibia is moving. Okay, now the other rotation. I'm going to go to my inversion, plantar flexion, to my supination, to my dorsiflexion, and one more round. Here we go. Now the other side. I'm trying to isolate, so I'm going to make sure that my tibia doesn't move when I'm trying to move my ankle. I don't want my tibia to move. And I want you to experience what your ankle is able to do. So I have a little bit of issue with my eversion, as you can see. When I'm going to eversion, I'm struggling. I'm doing a bit of quick move on my eversion. So that's what I need to work on a little bit more to my left ankle's eversion. So I want you to take this off if you see something is going on with your ankle. Because the problem with your knee might be caused with your ankle. And the other way. As you can see, there's a lot of clicking going on my left ankle. So, loads of work to be done. Okay, so I've done the ankle. Time to do our big toe. Well, the most important part, our feet health. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to keep the tension, still 50% radiation. What we're going to do, we're going to just try to lift your big toe up off the floor without moving anything else. So I'm just going to keep on and lift your big toe up and hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to press the big toe down. We're going to lift the small ones up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to lift the big toe down, big toe up, keep the small ones down. Then we're going to tap with the big toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to lift the small ones up and tap the small ones down. Here we go. If you're struggling with that, you can use your fingers. You can go in a sit-up position and use your fingers to do that. Last one we're going to do, we're going to lift all of the toes up. We're going to start with the small ones down first, and then the second ones. Then we go with the third one, and then the fourth one, and then the big toe down. Now we're going to lift the big toe up, then the fourth one, third one, second one, and the small toes up. This time, this is what I'm struggling with. I'm going to press my big toe down, then I'm going to go for the fourth, then I'm going to go for the third. As you can see, I'm using my fingers. And the small ones, now I'm going to lift the small ones up first, and then the third, the fourth. Now, I can't do that. There's a lot of work on that, so That's where I'm going with this. Okay, so with all of that done, there is one more place left, which is our lumbar spine, our pelvis, and our whole spine. Okay, so what I want you to do is, you might have seen cat and cow quite a lot. For this one, I'm going to take my shirt off because this is quite important to see what's happening in your spine. Okay, so you might see that cat and cow people do. I don't want you to do that. I want you to start segmenting your spine. So I want you to start with tilting your pelvis anteriorly, and then I want you to feel this part of your spine, and then this part, and then your thoracic, and then you're going to bring your neck down. This time you're going to bring your neck down, first your thoracic, then the lumbar spine, and then your pelvis. So pelvis starts in, then the side. We go lumbar spine to our thoracic spine, to our neck, our thoracic, our lower, and then our pelvis. One more, pelvis in. Here we go. So that's us done. Control articulation rotations. Okay, so I'm gonna do some work on the ankle now, but it's up to you if you want to. If you want to carry on with this, okay. So here I've got some work on the ankle.